All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 106 of my Gateway Experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. The purpose of these videos is to document our journey through the Monroe Institute's Gateway Experience. I like to call the Gateway Experience a scientific, repeatable process of self discovery, self exploration, and ultimately self mastery. It consists of a total of 36 tapes altogether, but they're divided into 6 different waves. And so we're currently on the third wave, and we're on the first tape of that wave called the Liftoff tape. And as it is episode 106, today is the third day doing this tape. So if you haven't seen any of my other videos, go ahead and check those out. That way you can see the entire journey so far. So let's get right into it right now. It is December 8th. Today is a Thursday, and it is 9:20 a.m. Okay, I woke up this morning at 7:30 a.m. So it's been an hour and 40 and 50 minutes since I woke up. So not a problem at all. If you see this thing on my lip here, this was my dog. I was playing a little too rough with him, I guess. He headbutted me, bam, split my lip open. But so yeah, we are here today on this beautiful day. It is past 9. We're here. It's obviously very sunny outside. And when I woke up this morning, I did my routine as usual. I also spent some time coming up with some formats for my real estate business, which I know I mentioned that I would share with you guys. I would make videos and update you guys on what's going on, and I will do that. I will be doing that. Maybe I'll show you guys some of these graphics and stuff. It's just a little bit more time consuming to actually record it and do everything else, so it's a little bit outside of my routine, but yeah, no problem. Then I went ahead and did the liftoff tape after I organized these things. And the liftoff tape, the best thing that I can say about it, to put it very simply, is like if you've ever seen that show Hunter x Hunter, okay? Or even Dragon Ball Z. Or if you've ever seen any kind of anime that deals with ki, chi, energy, whatever you want to call it, the force, these types of things. If you've ever watched any of these things, it's the perfect depiction, it's the perfect illustration of what this tape is all about. This tape is about gathering your energies and holding it in the resonant energy balloon. And as you gather your energy, you feel it, you perceive your environment, you perceive where you are, you perceive your thoughts, and you also perceive your essence of being. And as you perceive this, you allow it to lift you up. You allow it to just rise and to get higher and higher and higher and higher until maybe you feel a little bit uncomfortable, and then you got to kind of get comfortable in that height, and then maybe you want to come back down, and then maybe you come back up. But at the end of it, after all this up and down and around, what Bob is having us do, he's having us gather that energy because it's ours and we create it and we can change it however we want, okay, because it's our creation. And we just soak it all in. That's what we do at the end of the tape, something I haven't mentioned before. We just soak it all in. And that is really expanding, which is, this is all about, it's about expanding our consciousness. And there are 2 forces at work every time. There's the contracting force of consciousness, which is called fear. It contracts your consciousness. It leads you to the darkness. We can get that from Star Wars, the force there. When Luke, or not even Luke, when Anakin was before the council, and Yoda says to him, "Oh, I sense much fear in this one." And that was a problem for them because fear, and he said it, fear is the path to the dark side. So, but what we know, the flip side is the expansive force, the force that expands outwardly through light, is love, okay? And this loving myself is something that I said you don't really do. You don't really love yourself. You can only be yourself. It's just I'm being myself, and myself is so full of love or that expansive quality now that, I can really feel my surroundings. Okay. And I've experienced this before. In Dragon Ball Z, you got the Super Saiyan and you got the Kaioken and you got all this other stuff. I've experienced this when I was going out and working with people, going door to door, knocking on their doors, and I could literally feel the energy because it was contrasting for mine. A lot of the times we merge with energies because our energy is not that strong, or somebody else's energy is not that strong, or vice versa. Or maybe what I mean is maybe their energy is strong and ours is not, or our energy is strong and theirs is not, so it kind of merges. But there are times where conflict happens, and there doesn't even have to be a word that is said. Just by walking past the house, I typically know, like, sometimes we experience that precognition, and I could see that there's conflict or some kind of bad vibes at the house, and then somebody would come out of the house and kind of have a fight outside or something, like some kind of crazy chaotic. It's like at night when you're in those bar fights, um, which I frequent like pretty much every night. Every night I get into a bar fight. I'm just kidding. No, no, no. What I meant by that, I didn't mean that. What I meant is when you're at the bar, which I don't go to the bar, but if people go to the bar, we've heard these stories about how like the tension in the air just builds, and they're like, oh my god, okay, I need to get out of here. And right after they get out of there, a fight happens. Or the energy on a football game, people can feel it. People watching the game can feel it. It's a lot of energy going on. And so this is what the lift off tape is about. It's about gathering that energy, feeling it, perceiving it, becoming aware of it first, and then knowing that because it's your creation, you can affect it and allowing it to lift up and rise above. And that is what we are at right now. So that's what I've got to say about this one. I think maybe I missed a point. I was gonna like circle back and cover it. Um, I think that's everything, because the only other thing that I might want to say has to do with experience this for yourself. That's what I've got to say. I've got to say, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've never experienced it, because I experienced it when I was doing door-to-door sales, I experienced it watching anime, I experienced it today, feeling my energy and allowing it to get a little higher. And it is a little scary at times, but then bringing it back down and knowing that you can always come back to your body and there's nothing to be afraid of. I think that's what it's all about. So if you want to communicate with me, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Peace.